This is a box of wildflowers, ferns, all sorts of things collected from nature. And you'd be amazed what can be done with them. We're going to have somebody show us some things that can be done. And she's Bertha Smith from Tryon, North Carolina. And Bertha, first of all, what do you call this artwork that you're doing?
Well, my name for this is pressed flowers or pressed flora because I use leaves, grasses, and all sorts of things.
But it does have a Japanese name.
The Japanese name is Oshibana.
Uh-huh. So that both of them the same, really.
Both means the same.
Now, you start with collecting the wildflowers, of course, and then you have to dry them.
They are press dried. I dry between the newspapers, place them between newspapers and under heavy weight until dry, and then that's when they can be used for note cards and whatever.
For example, then you have, here's a bunch of, what are these, cosmos?
Orange cosmos.
Uh-huh. And from that came something like this?
Yes, just in our class.
Uh-huh, in your class. And how do you get them on there? What's this stuff?
This is, we use a white glue, any glue that dries clear, and they're to the background, which is a mat board. And this is to be used under glass.
And the glass will protect
Yeah, glass
this.
will protect the flowers, yes.
Well, let's take a look now. I'll put that right on top there at some of the things you've already done. I don't know where to start. Why not start with the big one? Let's bring it back in. Now tell us, this is a little different, isn't it?
Yes, these are placed under contact paper, which is a self-adhesive paper. And you make your arrangement, you reverse paint on this. Your foreground is done first, and then your background you build in, and then it's applied to a mat board.
And then covered with this protective...
No, that's the covering that you have to begin with.
Oh, I see.
And then it can be framed, or glass can be placed over this, or it can be without glass.
I think here's one over here with glass, isn't it?
Well, this is
what is this?
A plastic background
yes.
with the contact paper over.
That's beautiful.
Those are violets, the Confederate and the blue violet.
Just exquisite. And here's one I think must be from nature, just wild, isn't it?
Yes, this is a trout lily, which is blooming now in the mountains. And I have used the leaf of the Bowman's root.
Oh, I don't even know that.
And also some Queen Anne's lace is added around for just a little addition.
Now what, well, here's a colorful one. Oh, this is put onto a plastic?
Yes, it's a little cover you could use for miscellaneous purposes. And I have just added, this is done with contact paper over, of course, over the violets. And this makes a permanent finish.
Now you use rice paper for some things. You know, here's a piece of the rice paper we could look at. It's very thin, isn't it? Oh, there went our glue. All right. Now let's see. What other types of things do you have here? Like this?
Well, this is done with you glue this happens to be ragweed, by the way, and it is just glued down on the note paper, and then a little accent of your India ink drawing, which makes its own individual liking for that.
And here's one that you have put a sort of a little mat arrangement.
This is applied just to your background paper, which is ink drawing paper, and this is just glued on with no covering over it.
Then this one is...
be used with glass over.
This is for note paper?
Yes, this is a note paper idea.
Is that a violet?
No, that's your little hollyhock.
Oh my goodness.
The little miniature, I call it the miniature hollyhock. But it retains color very well.
Well, you have to start a year or two ahead to collect all your plants, don't you? So you have things to work with.
Collecting all year, and there is never a time that you can't collect something. Only maybe January and February.
Well, we certainly thank you for sharing this beautiful work with us. It's been a pleasure to see it.
Thank you.
Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Run good level. Test 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4.
Mr. Lauder, to make everything just absolutely magical as far as I'm concerned here, you tell me all of this runs by water.
Yes, the water wheel is 16 feet high, 4 feet wide, and produces 17.5 horsepower.
And are you able to adjust some way how much water goes
Yes,
through?
we are hooked up with an old buggy wheel that we control the water flow by just a little gate up in the lake.
Oh, I see. And you always have plenty of water?
Have plenty of water.
What feeds your lake?
Springs. It's spring fed.
Oh, boy, that's good enough to drink, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
How in the world did you happen to decide to go into something like this?
Well, it's just something I wanted to do. I've always been interested in water power, and I started out with the water wheel. It was purchased in 1916. It was at the old Hayes Mill on Highway 191. And from there, well, I just got interested in it.
And you gathered more old things and put them together,
Yes, it took me about a year to collect everything. Of course, now I've had quite a bit of help. There's Mr. Suber in Greer, South Carolina, that has a water mill. He come up and helped me. Mr. Silvers at Mars Hill. Mr. Lowing down in Polk County.
Well, you had a lot of interested
And
people.
also, man up above Bavard, Mr. Nicholson, he come down and give me pointers on how to grind and what to do. So,
Well, now, where do you get all the grain that you grind?
well, we buy it from local farmers.
And do you import any, so to speak,
Yes.
from other states?
Yes, our corn is grown locally, but now our wheat and rye, triticale, and all the other grains, well, most of it comes from the Midwestern states.
When a farmer comes in and has some corn to grind, you take a toll, is that what you call it?
Well, we can take toll. We have an old toll box that was used years ago, and 1/8 of a bushel is what
the miller takes.
What the miller got.
And that's
yeah.
what you are, the miller.
Yeah, I'm the miller.
And you've got your family helping you out too, haven't you?
Yes, it's a family affair.
That's good.
It's
Now, what kind of products do you make here? I know many
well,
things.
Well, other than the corn,
You make all these things.
yes.
We got samples here.
yes, we grind organic whole wheat flour, hard winter wheat, and also soft wheat for pastry flour. We grind rye flour, triticale, soy, oats, barley, millet, rice.
And you just grind about everything
Well, we
there.
grind just about everything. We also grind wheat, cracked wheat for Biltmore wheat hearts.
Just
In
everything.
Biltmore, we crack the wheat and also make a baby cereal, which is
An organic wheat baby cereal.
Organic baby cereal.
Well, that's wonderful. Now, you've shown me here one way that you market. How else do you market these things?
Well, we also grind for health food stores.
Oh, I see.
Yes, as far as I know, I'm the only one that's grinding organic grain here. Previous to that, they had to order their grain from New York or out west somewhere.
Do you sell much right here?
We sell quite a bit. Yes, we do.
Well, that's really good.
We also have Miller's Wheat Bran. This we get from a roller mill because we grind whole grain flours.
I see.
And but we have Miller's Bran, triticale bran, soybean bran.
You've got everything from the looks of the shells, everything, and you just readjust a few belts in there and turn the water the right direction, and away you go.
That's right.
Well, this is certainly an interesting enterprise, and looks like a very healthful way of living, too.
Well, we enjoy it. We really do.
We've enjoyed being with you.
Well, I've enjoyed having you.